If you were struggling to know what to do with your emotions, then I've got some strategies for you about the 4 ingredients that you need for emotional well-being. Okay, so second ingredient for emotional well-being.
Let's do it.
Self-validate.
Okay.
Right? Now, validation is an incredibly important thing that basically says, I accept my emotions to be real. And most of my patients look at me and go, huh? How do you actually do that? So I tried to come up with kind of some steps to actually make this actionable for people to understand what is actually involved in self-validation. So what do you understand self-validation to mean?
Well, it's realizing kind of where you're at in the moment, okay, and not saying that it's stupid that I feel that way.
Yeah.
Okay, saying that, okay, whatever just happened made me feel the way that I feel, and that makes sense based on my history and the circumstances.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it needs to involve an element of mindfulness. You actually have an awareness of what's going on. And there also needs to be a non-judgmental approach with this.
Okay.
Right? So I've picked the 3 A's for self-validation. Right? This is much more of a cognitive skill because this is more around what do you actually say to yourself? How do you actually talk to yourself? All of these, first ingredient, they were behavioral skills. These ones is what's going on inside your head.
Yes.
Right? So an event happens, something gets triggered, and an emotion comes up. The self-validation is first to acknowledge what is the emotion. And this is as simple as an I feel statement. I feel scared, I feel worried, I feel anxious, I feel afraid, I feel happy, right? We've got a LEAN acronym that we use with some of our other emotion stuff, which is location, expression, action, urge, and name, if you need help identifying what the emotion is. Also check out our emotion maps and our mood maps, because this can apply for moods as well as emotions.
Yeah, especially the emotion map, it's amazing.
Yeah, we're big fans. We really enjoy it. So this is simply an I feel statement. What is it? Acknowledge the presence of the feeling and then accept it. Right? There is an acceptance of, I accept that this feeling is real for me. It makes sense that this feeling is occurring because blah, blah, blah just happened to me. Right? This really needs to be, this is where you take the judgment out. This is the stuff that I usually hear of these emotions are stupid. I just need to get rid of them. I just need to detach from them. I don't want my emotions. Having none of that.
Okay, so you see this especially in say, borderline personality disorder.
BPD,
but also
complex trauma.
When people are just really kind of worn down, you see this kind of thing as well, yeah?
Yeah. So I accept that the emotion is happening, and if you can, I can identify that it was caused because blah, blah, blah happened, right? And then the final part, this is the big thing, making space for the emotion. I am allowing myself to feel this.
Okay.
Right? The alternative to this is something that we see called distress intolerance, where they detect distress, detest distress, and dodge distress.
Okay.
Right?
Nice.
So basically,
Did you come up with that one?
No, I didn't. I've gotten that from somewhere else. That's from CCI. But that one is basically when people go, oh, I don't like this feeling, I've got to get rid of it.
Yeah.
This is the opposite of that. This is what's happening for me. I'm not asking you to like it. You don't have to be best friends with your emotions. Just asking you to make space for it. This is what's happening for me. This is what I'm feeling. It makes sense that this is what I'm feeling because that's what's happened to me. I can make space for this emotion. I can allow myself to kind of sit with this emotion.
Okay.
For some of my patients, we've had to add on a 4th option of act because they felt that they needed to go and do something about their emotion, which is where we use our respond skill, and we've got that acronym up as well. But we'll save that one for another talk. But in terms of the cognitive steps, this is what self-validation actually needs to involve. So that covers off the second ingredient for emotional well-being.
So the 3 A's is self-validation. The 3 D's is self-invalidation, I guess.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Cool.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. We'll stay tuned for video number 3 coming up soon.